What's up, everybody? Just on the commute again, going to the office, actually going to a commercial building that we're managing. We get paid a monthly fee to manage their bills and also their maintenance and repairs of the building. So, but I was thinking about topics today, and I said, well, what happened this weekend? And one of the properties we manage is a small apartment building in a city west of Cleveland, Ohio, about 50 to 60 minutes west of Cleveland. So it's a pretty far drive to manage these properties, but we pick these properties up via one of our clients that we're managing these properties for. They're not in the greatest neighborhoods. Rents for a 2-bedroom are anywhere between $450 and $500, and you're not getting the highest income tenants for these properties. So, but the properties were distressed when the client bought them and needed a lot of work. So what they decided to do was to not fix up the units all at once, but one by one, and then rent them out in sequential order. But one of the problems that you have when you have vacant properties is, especially in these type of neighborhoods, is that there are a lot of people that like to break into these houses and do their thing, whether it's partying or just they could be homeless and they're just looking for a place to stay. But most of the time they're either drinking, younger kids that are finding a place to drink and hang out for the night, or drug addicts that are just looking for a place to do their thing. And then along with drugs, prostitution that is happening to fund their habit. So, so these are the realities of life. Everybody who gets into real estate wants to be in the high-end area where tenants are always paying their rent ahead of time, and the areas are always safe. But I think there's still money to be made in areas that are not as nice, let's say, and you just need to know where you're at and how to manage and how to protect yourself. So well, one of the things with vacant properties is that you have to make sure that they're secured. So we've tried, putting locks on the doors, hasp locks with a padlock, because most of the time people are just kicking in the door and knowing that that's, they can, if it's not steel reinforced, or if there's not a steel, security storm door, that they're just going to kick in the door, because it's easy to break into these houses that way. So eventually, if that's happening, then you're going to have to board the house up, even though that looks really bad. Sends off a message that a property is so bad that, and in an area where people are willing to take the risk to break into these houses, that you have to board them up. So, but there's ways you can dress it up. You can put plywood and then try to match painting the boards so that they match the siding a little bit, to blend it in a little bit. So, so that, I think that's what you have to do sometimes. So we're going to recommend to this client that we do that. I traveled an hour to these properties on Saturday and saw a couple of the properties where they were, they were broken into, and so we just need to take care of that ASAP. And as an agent, I'm never putting myself in danger. I closed up one of the houses. Basically, I had my drill and I took some 3-inch screws and screwed the door into the jamb. So hopefully that prevents anybody from kicking it in. and if they do, they're going to really mess the door jamb up. But we're going to need to put security doors on those security storm doors on, on those buildings. So sorry for the cough. It's fall, so my allergies are kicking up again, even after a year and a half of getting allergy shots or immunotherapy. My allergies have gotten a lot better. I would be in bed right now during this time in the fall when leaves are starting to fall, and I don't know what else is in the air. But anyway, so yeah, you got to secure the properties. You got to find a contractor that can do that. You can do it yourself, but again, you know that you should always try to find a contractor to do it. If you're in this business, you don't have a lot of time to be doing that kind of stuff. But sometimes you got to do it. So if you have to, then you have to. And then eventually we'll get the properties fixed up, rented out, and then hopefully that'll, the more people you have in a building, the less squatters or anybody will try to break in. But you always have to think about security for these properties. So I'm going to end it there, and do another topic on the commute home. So hopefully you're getting some value out of this. You can email me. I'll put a link in the bio for my email and my number that you can get a hold of me if you have any questions. So I appreciate you watching, and until next time, keep learning, keep thinking, but most importantly, keep doing. We'll see you next time.